offers to us a screenshot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines in which the only thing that is not redacted is Donald Trump is, the next line, the 2 lines down most, 2 lines down innocent. Oh, this is funny. I thought it was real. Now I realize as I read it,
it's not real.
It's not real. But it is funny. I really thought you had screenshotted something that was heavily redacted. Thank you, Ben. And we'll now go to, I'm gullible, Raid followed by Double.
Hey, Gary, I'm looking right now at the Department of Justice website, and I'm searching for terms like receipts, invoices, pictures, and it is an incredible data dump. This is the information that was taken during his first trial. There's a lot of risque photos even. I don't think that they even know exactly how much information they've released, meaning that there are telephone numbers and photographs that have never been seen. Jeffrey Epstein photographed his entire life. These are all Kodak photos. What's on the CDs? Nobody actually prints photos anymore, but Jeffrey was obsessed with filming his life. And you could say many vain, egotistical people do that. And it's a little bit like Nixon and recording all the conversations, which ended up getting you in trouble. And this data dump, and you have to get in line on the website, and then you can go in and search for whatever term you want. But if you just type in pictures, you are going to see things that you can't believe. Very powerful people. It's unbelievable. And we're talking about like the microfiche, the small photos, and hundreds of pages. It is so much information, and it's such an in-depth look into his lifestyle, his activities. Again, this was all the information seized by the police and the FBI that was returned. And so you can't believe, I'm looking at things right now that you can't believe, like chateaus and castles. We're talking about the most luxurious lifestyle and quite a bunch of photographs. So it's unbelievable, the volume. You have to, the link is on drudgereport.com if you want to search it. And I'm having a lot of fun looking at this right now. So you can't believe the photos in here. And I'm
Are there any people that you could recognize? And I don't suggest that any of them are breaking any laws or anything like that. But are there photos of some people whose names we would
well, Richard Branson and Bill Gates are the two wealthiest, and Prince Andrew, obviously. But there's tons of photos with Ghislaine. And again, Ghislaine is in jail for sex trafficking. Who did she sex traffic these girls to? It's in the photos. It's obvious. But Dan Bongino is stepping down. No arrests will be made. But this data dump, there are pages that are completely redacted where it's just huge black blocks. So even in the photographs with the microfiche, there's all kinds of black boxes, which is unbelievable. What's the point of blurring out everybody except for Jeffrey? So there's so much information that's withheld, but nonetheless, this is a real treasure trove for investigators, and people are obsessed with this case because of the domestic espionage implications. Photos with Ehud Barak, photos with Noam Chomsky, and naked girls with their panties on. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. But the islands, the luxury, the chateaus, the wealth, it's unbelievable what they've released.
As I pointed out earlier, follow the money. This is the thing I learned very early in my journalistic career. I mean, very early. I was taught by two auditors, one a CPA, how to follow the money. That's how you prove or disprove an allegation when a story is brought to you as an investigative reporter. And you're talking about such opulence on display here. The question is, who funded that? Who was paid what for what? What was his means of income, Jeffrey Epstein? What did he do? Was he selling tiddlywinks? Was he, did he have a manufacturing plant? Did he build cars? Did he do what Elon Musk is doing? Did he have rocket ships that go out into space?
He was blackmailing
the Mars in the future.
Wexner.
What did he do to amass all this wealth? Where did the money come from? Why was that money handed over in the first place?
His number one score was Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret and other major brands. And the fact is that these Bill Gates photographs mean that he was blackmailing him. And there is, actual confirmed blackmail. But the photographs of the girls in lingerie, but Bill Gates, there's multiple photos that have been released of Bill Gates with what looks like underage girls. And again, Ghislaine is in prison for sex trafficking women to rich men who she diddled around with Jeff. So the question is, will Bill Gates be arrested? I think his arrest is imminent. And that's why he's releasing book club videos of him smiling with his book saying, hey, if you want to read a book this Christmas, here's my selection. He has to create content to try to distract from this. This is so damning. Multiple photos of Bill Gates with different women set up for him by Ghislaine and Jeff.
Very interesting. You mentioned Dan Bongino. I never really followed him very closely. I saw him when he was, popping up on Fox, those kinds of appearances. But I never followed his podcast. But I suspect the new year will bring a new podcast. And that podcast, given the fact that he was the deputy director of the FBI and was the main person in the administration pushing for transparency vis-a-vis Jeffrey Epstein, I'm betting that his podcast is going to be well worth all of our attention. That's my prediction. Double followed by...
Yeah, it's a timing of Dan, and just you could see earlier in the year when they did the clown show of the files don't exist or he killed himself and whatever, and the squirming. They pretty much didn't let Dan talk in front of the cameras after that interview because he's just not a lot. He's not like a born liar, right? He's not a psychopath. He had a mission going in, and he promised everyone very full throat. It's like, I don't know why, if Trump's plan was to cover up Epstein from the beginning, why would he ever appoint Dan Bongino? Is like, maybe they just didn't.
And thank you for correcting me. Bongino, I think I mispronounced his name, and I apologize.
Yeah. But I guess it's sort of like the left hand and the right hand didn't know what each other, Trump didn't want to bring it up maybe to his other staff to be like, oh, well, we're going to cover up Epstein, so don't pick these people. I think there was a certain momentum, and it probably was one of those like, oh, we'll figure it out later, and everyone's loyal, so we're good. And in fairness, even despite all this, Dan Bongino still showed incredible loyalty given who he is and what the circumstances. So we'll see what happens, but he's got to feel horrible. I'll go on mute while Marshall interrupts.
I was going to say Dan Bongino didn't do jack for the FBI. There was a report done by the Judiciary Committees in both the House and the Senate, and they found that people like Bongino and like the FBI director were way more interested in social media than in guiding the department, which I just found hilarious.
But maybe double your response to that, not to put words in your mouth, is that's your point, right? That he wasn't given the opportunity. to act in a manner that the deputy director of the FBI normally would.
Yeah.